Hello, guys. Hopefully you can hear me. I got hand, so I'm hoping that it is working. We shall see later on. Um, Let me see if I can enhance my voice. There we go. I hope you guys can hear me. Let me turn my volume up. That might help. All right. It's now 2:52 on Monday, July 27th, which is 2 days before my birthday. I'm really excited that these are going to be more of a regular thing. It's looking like you guys are enjoying doing these chat sessions, so I'm starting to get really excited about it. Getting pretty good feedback. It's just like sometimes I'll make a post to ask for questions, and I'm not sure if people are scared to ask me or what, but there still are some people that are asking me questions, so I'm really excited about that. And I'm trying to chat until someone comes on, but no one's here yet. But anyways, let's get started. All right, question number one is from John. Thank you, John. Do you think the years of continuous drug use may have physically damaged your brain? Absolutely, I do. I know for a fact that it damaged my brain. Hello, thank you for joining. I'm excited you're here. The first question is, do you think the years of continuous drug use have physically damaged your brain? And I know for a fact it has damaged my brain. I'm I'm not too far into recovery. It's only been like 3 years since I've been clean this time, a little bit over 3 years. And it has taken me a minute to get back to some normalcy in the way I think. I've been on drugs for a long time. My first uh, section of my life that I was using in, I think I used from let's say 12 because we're going with cigarettes, right? 12 years old to 31. So that's 20 or that's 20 or 18, 19 years, I think. I don't know. I don't have my calculator right now. But anyways, I think it was like around 19 years before I sought out recovery the first time. And I didn't really notice any lasting effects for that run. But I know that I did have some residual effects after I quit doing dope because my mom pointed it out to me. Um, so yeah, and I know that if you're a heavy meth user like I was, that it eats holes in your brain. So you're turning your brain into like Swiss cheese, and it's true because the longer someone's in addiction, the more out of touch with reality they are, and also because like once you stay up past 48 hours continuously, you are actually creating brain damage at that point. So that's why people start getting delirious and stuff like that, because it's actually damaging your brain to be up for that long of a period of time. So yeah, the years of continuous drug use have physically damaged my brain. I think like the first and second year in my recovery, I was still really in the mentality that I was kind of targeted, and I'm not sure if everybody experiences the same thing, being in their addiction for a long period of time, but as far as I know, that is a common occurrence for people to start getting like paranoid and believing that society is out to get you. Um, but it happened to me, so I'm pretty sure that it's happened to other people. And it took me a minute to get out of that mindset, and I'm pretty sure that the only way I was able to do that is through working the steps And you have to be active in your life as well, not just your recovery. And I feel like the more active you are as a person, the better healing you get for your body and your brain, everything. You know, the more active you are, the more healthy you're going to be, and the faster you can heal. But it will take a long time to heal your brain, you know, because we're basically poisoning ourselves when we're taking drugs. So yeah, that was a good question. Thank you, John. Hopefully I answered that good. I'm switching it up because I have a few different people that have been asking me questions, and I really appreciate it because that's what gives me material to interact with you guys. And a lot of you want me to respond to messages, and I apologize that, like I said in the first one, I'm only one person, you know, and it's hard for me to keep up on all the messages because there's so many of you guys on my friends list now. I'm not complaining, but I don't have a team, so this is the way that I can interact with you. And I don't know if some of you have noticed, but if you comment on my stories, that's when I will respond in your messages, you know. But I mean, since there's over 3,000 of you, it's kind of impossible to keep up on all the messages that I get. So I do my best. And that's why I respond to every comment on every post. And now I'm making sure that I go through the stories and who watched the story so I can see the comments on the story. And then that's the only way that I will be messaging you, is if I see that you commented on my story. So don't take it personal. It's not that I don't want to talk to you, but because I do, you know, and that's exactly why I'm doing these live sessions. So thank you guys for coming. I really appreciate you being here, and your support is priceless. All right, question number 2. This doesn't really have anything to do with my recovery or anything like that. My friend Jessica asked me, can a blind man see his dreams? And the person is blind since birth. I have no idea, but in my brain, I would think that you know, even if you are blind, you kind of have like the way you think the world looks. Maybe is the way you see your dreams. You know, like I'm pretty sure that a blind person still has some kind of visuals, whether it just be like fuzzy, you know, you can barely see the outlines, or if it's completely black. But I'm pretty sure that they might have an idea of how things look in the world. So I would like to think that they are able to see their dreams. I mean, that would be really difficult to go through life and not being able to see, especially in your dreams. So I'm pretty sure they get some kind of visual, but I'm not a scientist, so I have no idea. That's just my opinion. Number 3 is from Estelle. Thank you, Estelle. What inspired my live chat sessions? Well, like I was just saying, I don't have the ability to respond to everybody's messages, and I noticed people were getting upset that I wasn't responding to them. And I don't want people to think that I'm just using the fact that they're on my friends list so I can get to where I can be paid, you know, because I really care about everybody on my friends list. But like I said, I'm only one person, so I figured that the best way for me to be able to communicate with you guys would be on a live session where you could ask me questions. And I have enabled the QA aspect of these chat sessions, so you guys are able to type in questions if you want to. So, and last time I set up a poll, I don't know if it worked, but I haven't seen anything about it in my notifications, so I'm not sure if I did it right. So I'm still learning, so have some patience with me, guys. I really do appreciate you, and I'm very grateful for your support. All right, so number 4, how much clean time do you have? like I said a minute ago, I have over 3 years. My clean date is May 19th, 2023. And so I'm going into my 4th year of recovery. And I'm not like all seeing. Uh, I don't have life like down to a pattern or whatever. I'm just explaining the things that I have gone through, and like it doesn't have to be like viewed as like I'm telling people what to do or anything like that. I just want to show you that we all have similarities, and everybody can relate on some aspect, and so that's why I like doing these as well. So yeah, uh, I'm going on my 4th year. My 4th anniversary will be May 19th, 2027. All right, and number 5 is also from Brenda. Thank you. Have I reconciled the relationship with my kids? I'm working on it actively, trying to reconcile with my kids. I have contact with 4 of my daughters, my biological daughters, and I have contact with both of my stepdaughters. One of my kids doesn't want anything to do with me, like I mentioned in the first recovery chat session. She doesn't want to talk to me. She's mad. She feels like I abandoned her, and I was in an abusive relationship with her father, and so I wound up having to leave to get out of the situation because it was getting really bad. And every time we fought, he would beat on me in front of them. So I figured like I was a bad element, and that if I left, my kids wouldn't be getting traumatized. But I was wrong. He stopped beating on me when I left and started beating on my kids. And I kind of regret taking off, but I also kind of don't regret it. I wish that I would have made it to where my kids could be with me. That is something that I think I'm always going to regret. But I feel like I'm a firm believer that everything happens the way it's supposed to happen. And if it wasn't supposed to happen, I wouldn't have gone through it, because I have something to learn from every situation. And I know it sucks, not being able to be around your kids. There was a custody situation. I wasn't able to bring my kids with me. And he wasn't honoring the custody agreement that we had. I wasn't able to see my kids on a regular basis. And then I wound up getting in a bad situation, and I left the state of Arizona with my youngest daughter so I could get out of the situation. And I wish that I would have, you know, tried to get away from the situation I was in and stayed in Arizona, because I kind of feel like things fell apart after I left. And after I did leave to California, my third daughter decided that she didn't want to have anything to do with me, and it has stuck. I left Arizona in 2015, and she hasn't talked to me since then. Like a month or two after I left Arizona, she told me that she didn't want me in her life. And I like to believe that at some point, after she's experienced life a little bit more, maybe she will come back around, and then we can move forward from that point. But until she's ready, there's no point in me reaching out to her, even though I do send messages through her dad's side of the family and through her sisters, telling her that I love her and stuff. I used to call her once a year on her birthday, and she would flip out on me every single time. And then it was just causing problems in her dad's side of the family. So I stopped trying to reach out to her on her birthday, because I didn't want them to suffer because of something that I did. So now I just send messages to her through her sisters, and it still causes problems, but I at least want her to know that I still think about her every day. I still love her. And I'm here. Even if we argue, at least we're having a conversation, and that to me is forward progress. So I'm waiting, and I will be ready when she is ready to move forward. Hopefully it happens, you know. But I don't know. I can't force my presence on her. If she doesn't want me to be around, I have to wait for her to reach out to me. But I am ready and willing to move forward with her and try to reconcile our differences, and that would be amazing. So, yeah, I've pretty much reconciled with all my kids except for her. And I actually got to meet my fourth daughter last year. She lived with me for 2 months, and that was the first time I had been able to be around her since right before her first birthday, and now she's 19. So I finally did get to meet her, and I never thought I was going to be able to do that. So that's just proof that if you stick with uh, your recovery and you keep moving forward in a positive direction, that things will come full circle. You just have to not give up and always look for the silver lining in every situation, because there is one. There is something to be gleaned from every situation. And that's why it's easier for me now, because I feel like, because I look at situations like it's a learning opportunity, it makes it less difficult for me to push through, because I know that in the end it's going to make me stronger, and I'm going to learn more about myself in the process. So that's why I uh, don't have a problem with, I mean, nobody likes to go through hard times, but that's just part of life. Like, that's something that you're always going to have to deal with. Life goes in cycles. There's always going to be a change around the corner, whether it's good or bad. It's going to be there. So what matters is how you deal with it. So it makes it a lot easier if you look at it from a different point of view, not like the world or society is attacking you, but you have something to learn from this, and this is going to benefit you in the end, because you won't want to go through it again, and the next time you'll be better prepared, because you'll kind of know what to expect. So just look at things from a different perspective, and that will probably help you. And that goes the same with your kids and stuff like that. It's very important that even if they don't want to talk to you, still try to make it known that you want to talk to them. And the only way you can prove that you are sorry for your actions, like I said in the first chat session, is to make a living amends. And you don't have to tell them you're making a living amends. They'll know that you are ashamed of your previous actions, or recognize that you were wrong by the things that you change in the way you live your life on a day-to-day basis. And then they will be able to see that you're actually serious and you don't want to go back to that kind of behavior. And then eventually they will come around. They'll slowly start trusting you again. And it's going to take time. It's not going to happen overnight. Like, when you come out of addiction, you're set on the instant gratification mindset. Like, you want something to happen, you want it to happen now, and that's not the way it happens. So that will give you some patience, because the more you try to fight anything and make it happen your way, the more it's not going to go your way if you try to, like, bully it. So you just got to sit back and work on yourself in the meantime, and then when your kids are ready to be around you, you will be ready to be around them. And then you'll be able to have more patience and be able to look at their point of view through their eyes, in a way. Like, you'll be able to see, like, the reason they feel the way they feel about what you have done, and it might make it easier for you guys to forgive each other and move forward at that point. All right, what age group do you think you had the most fun in? Thank you, Jessica. I think that it's kind of crazy. I think that this age group that I'm in right now, from 36 to 40, whatever, you know, from 36 on, I've had the most fun in this section of my life because I'm not carrying around all kinds of shame and guilt and stuff. You know, it's hard to be positive when you are down on yourself. So the more you forgive yourself, the better life is going to be. So, I mean, it takes a lot of work. You know, it's not going to, just like I just said, it's not going to happen overnight. But as long as you keep working on it, you know, things will start to change. Hello, Brandy. How are you? I'm glad you're here. Yeah, so I was just talking about the age group that I think I had the most fun in is from 36 on, because I have been working on myself and I have been letting go some of the resentments that I have against myself. And I got to work on that in the fourth step, because that's where you write down all your resentments to everybody. And I had to do one on myself because I had to forgive myself in order to be able to move forward with my life. So that's how I got some more freedom in my mind, is by working on my resentments towards myself, and reading it out loud to my sponsor was awesome, because all that weight lifted off my shoulders. You know, it doesn't matter if the people that uh, it doesn't matter if the people that I have wronged have forgiven me yet. The point is that I'm ready to move forward, and that I want to get all that stuff in my rear view. So I had to recognize that I had resentments against myself before I could work on my amends towards other people. And that's why it's important to do the steps with your sponsor in the order that they're written, so that you don't jump ahead and cause more damage than you need to, you know? All right, you guys got any questions for me? It takes a second for them to come through, so if you do, you should type them in right now. I'm not able to see them yet, so I'll wait for a couple seconds before I get off here, and then I have my material for the next recovery chat session, but I'm trying to make it to where there's like a minimum of at least 6 questions, you know, because I feel like the shorter these videos are, the more people are going to actually watch them. So I don't want to be on for very long. So if you do have a question that I haven't answered, you can write it in the comment section on this post, and I will be sure to put it in one of my next recovery chat sessions. And once again, I'm very grateful for all your guys' support. Thank you for being here, and thank you for being a part of my recovery journey. And also, these questions, just like that blind man question that I had earlier, don't necessarily have to be about recovery. They can be whatever you want to ask. And I just ask that you keep it clean. Don't be asking me sexual stuff, because I won't answer it. So if you want to be able to communicate with me, let's be respectful, and just realize that I am only one person, like I said before, and I really do appreciate you guys. So that's why I'm doing these things, so we can communicate better with each other, you know? All right. Thank you guys for joining, and I will catch you next time, which is going to be not tomorrow, but the day after. So Wednesday afternoon or evening, I will have the recovery chat session 4, and I will make a post about it later on. All right. I love you guys. Bye.